Let's take you here now. A non-profit organization, Book Hive in Bombela, Mpumalanga, has called on parents to encourage their children to read aloud. Book Hive, in conjunction with SABC Education, commemorated World Read Aloud Day at Broshrand Primary School in Msholozi Township near White River.
Reading is a very important issue. Reading is very important. You can't do anything without reading in our world. You have to read. If you read, your mind is open and you can think about things that you didn't know.
Reading aloud to mark World Read Aloud Day, learners converged in the library to enjoy the experience. Book Hive aims to promote a culture of reading, and the organization has encouraged learners to read aloud, especially in their mother tongue.
The research done showed that 78% of South African kids can't read for meaning, and the mere fact that they can't read for meaning means that they end up having learning challenges, learning difficulties, because if they can't comprehend a question, the chances are very minimal that they'll answer it correctly. And all of those things, they contribute to them lacking the certain skills to express themselves, because their vocabulary tends to be quite limited as compared to perhaps a child that would have grown up in the same culture of reading.
The challenge that we have is that our language of teaching and learning in foundation phase is Siswati. So it's very difficult for the learners who are not from a Siswati background to easily grasp the language of Siswati. But because since we reached here, since we came to this school after this facility has been built for us, we were given a library. So we are trying our best to get sponsors to stock our library, and we are putting different languages, books from different languages, and we are trying our best to get these learners read.
World Read Aloud Day is a day dedicated not just to reading, but to the art and practice of reading aloud. Stories were passed down from generation to generation before writing was invented. Oral forms of storytelling were the earliest way of preserving human knowledge, insight and creativity. This day helps us bring this tradition back to reading while promoting literacy. Now let's discuss this further. We're now joined via Zoom by Bulelani Futshane from Nal'ibali. Bulelani, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, this is a very important day for many people. We know the importance of not just reading, but reading aloud. We've heard of the benefits, but talk to us about just the importance of this initiative.
Thank you so much, Unati and SABC, for the opportunity. World Read Aloud is important for us to shine the light on the challenge that we have when it comes to literacy in South Africa. As the insert that we just recently played, they clearly mention how our children are struggling, especially at the foundation phase, where I think 8 out of 10 young people in grade 4 are not able to read with understanding, read with comprehension. And part of this is because as a country, we are lacking when it comes to having reading and literacy activities as part of the social fabric, as part of our day-to-day life. So I think as the campaign, as Nal'ibali, we use the World Read Aloud Day as the day to remind, especially the adults, the caregivers, the parents in particular, on the important role they need to play when it comes to role modeling the practice for the children. As we understand that children tend to do what we do and less of what we say. And therefore, when they are able to see adults role modeling reading as a practice, reading as a way of basically socializing, they are more likely to pick up the behavior. And this is why, as the campaign, for the last 10 years or so, this is our 11th year now, running this campaign to make South Africa aware of the challenges we are facing when it comes to literacy.
Now, I mean, as you say, you've been doing this for over a decade, and I mean, your aim for this year is to reach 3 million children. You know, that's commendable, especially when you look at just some of the adult literacy rate in this country that's higher than most developing countries, similar to ours. What are some of the challenges that you've encountered, during your campaigns?
Yeah, well, we do work with a lot of stakeholders who are assisting us on the ground in order to be able to make the inroads. Well, one of the challenges, of course, as you rightfully mentioned, that we do have a high rate of adults who are not able to read in terms of the books. However, that doesn't mean that they do not have a role to play when it comes to literacy development. And I think it is important that we are able to express that to the public in terms of how storytelling continues to be an important activity that will be able to make reading aloud to be an easy activity that young people can relate to. So we're basically saying even the gogos who may not be literate in terms of being able to interact with the text will still be able to contribute in bringing about this literacy culture in our communities. So therefore, as the campaign, we feel this is an opportunity for us to ensure that, we get, the communities, everyone on board. This needs to be a movement. As Nal'ibali, we understand that we cannot do this alone, and hence we continue to partner with DBE and many other key institutions that are putting us in a better position to be able to achieve the number. 3 million might seem like a huge number. However, if we look at the broader population of South Africa, this is still a drop in the ocean. We still have a long way to go. However, as the campaign, I think we are grateful for such platforms and the partnership with SABC that allows us to engage with the communities and make them understand that, we need to make South Africa a literate society. I like what that young person mentioned there as to the benefits of reading. Which are basically connected to adults being able to read to children aloud. Children will be able to see reading as part of their, day-to-day life. So she mentioned that one of the benefits is that you are able to develop critical thinking skills. As we understand that, we are living in a globalized society. South Africa is not isolated. We need to put our young people in a position to succeed in the fourth industrial revolution. And for us to do that, we need to ensure that they are empowered. We need to ensure that children are immersed in storytelling, especially at the foundation phase, so that we can give them a better chance to succeed in life generally, especially within full setup academically.
And I think the work that you do is important, particularly if you look at some of the surveys that have been conducted. One by Paper Manufacturers Association of South Africa, says 41% of South Africans own fewer than 10 books. As you are speaking now, and I'm remembering the primary school child who was saying that, reading and also reading out loud, opens your mind to other things. And this is so critical, particularly to children who don't necessarily have adults that can read for them or read to them or read with them. So how do we then start to promote this culture in every society, and particularly using your own mother tongue too?
I like that you highlighted the stat on the 41% of households not having access to reading material within their homes. And as the campaign, that is one area that we did identify that given a chance, if we can ensure that every household, at least there is a minimum of 50 books that children could be exposed to while still at the foundation phase. That could basically give us a better chance of being able to, change the status quo when it comes to literacy in South Africa, where we can have reading as part of the social fabric. And of course, as the campaign, we know it's not an easy thing to achieve. However, we also understand that we need to work as a collective, and hence we continue to engage with other stakeholders on the ground. But also one of the things that we do is to ensure that we we allow the public to have access to reading material. We have our Nal'ibali bilingual newspaper supplement, and with this bilingual newspaper supplement, we're trying to ensure that we bridge the gap of not having enough stories written in African languages. So this is easily accessible. People can sign up via the various platforms we have as Nal'ibali, including our website, as also we have a WhatsApp number that I will share later, and they'll be able to access some of this written material. And also we work with the post office that is easily accessible for the public. And we encourage people, to sign up with Nal'ibali and be able to have access to this reading
Bulelani,
material, because we feel
Bulelani, sorry for cutting you.
Position,
sorry for cutting in, Bulelani, but quickly share the WhatsApp number that people can go into.
The WhatsApp number is 060-044-2254.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Bulelani. And of course, thank you so much for your time. And good luck for the rest of the campaign. Hopefully all South Africans have heard you loud and clear. That's Bulelani Futshane from Nal'ibali, of course, celebrating World Read Aloud Day today.